Hey, good morning, guys. Good afternoon. Good moment in time. It's Rhea here, Rhea on the run, just taking a beautiful, misty morning run this morning. And I just wanted to share a little bit of energy with you real quick. I tend to get long-winded with my messages. And real quickly, what I want to share, energies that I am feeling into and that are affecting me in this like eclipse energy, new moon energy, and it's all about our mastery, guys. As you guys know, I always make reference that you are a master, and this energy that I have been tuning in and tapping into, and that has affected me personally as we go through this new moon and the eclipse and all that's coming forth with eclipses too, lunar and solar, and full moon stuff coming up, and it is really, really an opportunity to um, master our mastery. And what really stood out and what really instigated and catalyzed this is some energy coming into my awareness where I was being attacked or judged or criticized for who I am. And what this energy is bringing forth is any little, first of all, two things: any little insecurities, doubts, fears within yourself, because during the eclipse it's really dark and the shadows will be I hear the crows. The shadows will be presented through others' projection on us. But what really came to me is you will be one, confronted with your own confidence, your own individual stamp, presenting it. You might be confronted and just tweaking that a little bit, stepping even fuller, anchoring more fully into your individualized divine frequency, your expression, and you might be uh, shot little bit of stabs from others, making you question. But part of being a mastery is even becoming stronger in your mastery. So that will give you an opportunity to anchor and to gain more secure self-confidence and reassuredness and strength. Yeah, they're saying strength. A master has strength in who they are. What makes a master is having the strength in who they are. And one other little thing I'm just going to bring up concerning that aspect is I like to make heart stuff out of shells and stones and the ocean and the beach and little home decor. And I always keep saying, oh, I want to sell it. I should like maybe sell it. And so my husband says, yeah, but I'm like, then I want to keep it all for myself because I love it. But what he said that stood out that some people might be confronting in some way, shape, or form is he said, okay, well, what does the mass want? What do people want? Test it. And I immediately said, it's not what people want. That's not what an artist does. An artist is just expressing an authentic part of themselves, whether the people, whether the people, the mass consciousness want to hear it, see it, or believe it or not. That's not what it's about. It's about creating from your own expression, and then you will magnetize those people that are interested in your artwork or information or readings or all of that. So we could be confronted with that little temptations to slip into the projections of other people's thoughts and energy. So that's one energy that I felt this week that we could be experiencing. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Rhonda. Oh, thank you for the love. I'll take all the love I can get. And then the other thing is when people are kind of, when you feel attacked or you feel just other people's energies on you, like you're having to be the toilet bowl even sometimes, a dumping ground for other people's projections and darkness that they just don't know how to handle. We're really, really, as a master, really mastering their mastery is just holding that light. Think of yourself as a lighthouse. And you know how the light moves, the beacon will move, and it goes like in a 360 circle, or it might go in a 180. I mean, 180 or 360. And anyways, it's projecting all of that light. So we as masters, mastering our mastery, are really, really called not to react, not to get caught up in that outside projection. We are there just to beam the light. And in beaming the light and holding the space, you are actually alchemizing those energies into light just through allowing your light to shine, just beaming your light, not responding. this has come up too in a lot of people's energies in their readings the past couple weeks, is being that center, the eye of the storm, being that center, not getting caught up in it. You can see it happening around you, and because you shine so much light, mastery is a high frequency, and you're literally in and standing in your light. That gives people a place to shoot darkness or negativity, because it calls forth the darkness in order to alchemize it, in order to bring peace and balance and harmony into it. So you guys can look at it as, in your mastery, holy shit, the light that you are holding is allowing others to deal with their shit. And it really hit me in a big way. As you are the light and you see that happening, and you're even the recipient of it, it's not that you're doing anything wrong, because what that did is it brought me into a little bit of doubt. Oh my God, how am I projecting this energy? Why is it in my awareness? Is there truth to it? And it made me question myself for a second. And then I immediately went into, okay, thank you for this energy. I know it is serving me, but it wasn't about me. It was about me holding the light and not reflecting that fear, but being that light to alchemize and help others deal with their fear. It gave them a release point, if that makes sense. So others, if they're dealing with this darkness, and that will come forth in the eclipse times, you're going to be faced with any lingering fears or doubts within yourself, but you also might be a dumping ground or a place where people want to throw their arrows or release, but it's because you are still at a deeper level co-contracted with them in order to alchemize that darkness, to bring it to light. So I understood it, and I actually had empathy and love for those people, thinking, wow, you guys are really still caught up in that energy to project that. And I just stood in the light and I said, you are beautiful. I love you. Thank you for this. And it gave each, the dark and the light, an opportunity to work together to alchemize and to bring greater peace and balance to the entire situation. So it's not that you are doing anything wrong. You're absolutely not doing anything wrong. It's not that it's reflecting an active energy within you, to that degree anyways. You are just there to be the light, to hold the space, to be the master, to be the lighthouse. And even my son Mythos was watching all of these Halloween stories, darkness, and there was Shadow Man, and it had to do with the lighthouse and the Shadow Man and what he did, and he could not exist where the light was shown on him. So the way these kids were fighting off the Shadow Man in a Halloween special that Mythos was watching, they all got lights, flashlights, and you guys are the flashlights, you guys are the beacons, you are the lighthouses, shining your light. And where you shine your light, the shadow can no longer exist. It dissipated, it dispersed. To me, that represented an alchemization, even, because then he wasn't there and it was just the light. And that is what you guys are all being called, masters. You have gone through a lot, through not just this timeline, but multidimensional, and you have come here as a beacon of light, holding so much mastery, not just in this lifetime, but releasing all of that from many multidimensional selves, timelines, whatever you want to call it, parallel realities. And it's all held, all of those frequencies of mastery are held in your light. And so I was a little bit afraid. And that night, I could have sworn out one, and it was very dark out, and I live in the woods, and I was looking out the window, and I could have sworn I saw the Shadow Man. And it scared me for a second. It literally scared me for a second. And that was a little bit of the residual little Marie, little me as a kid being afraid of the dark. Because I used to be afraid of the dark. I used to have my parents lay down with me. I'd say, leave the hallway light on and all of that. But that darkness really is our friend, guys, because that's what we have come for. So whether it's at a personal level or just holding that light for others, that's what you're here for. So you're here mastering your mastery to even stronger frequencies and intensity. Just be in that space. You are a gift. You are the light in these times of darkness where it's fighting and it's releasing on the outside, and you're there just to permeate it, penetrate it with your light, not responding. Because oh boy, also when I had that shown at me, or that energy criticizing me. I did want to defend. So it's not about defending yourself. There's nothing to defend. You're there just to shine. Do not slip into old karmic cycles of defending yourself. That's another way that you as a master are mastering your mastery, by not falling in. It's giving you an opportunity to exercise your mastery where you're not going to fall into the karmic cycles of justifying yourself, explaining yourself, affirming things, any of that, not getting sucked into that. There's no explanation called for. Just shine, and that's how you cut the circle. You singe it with your light. You know how, like, a rope will be fraying and they put a light to it to singe it from all of those little frays? That's what you do when you stand and hold in your light. You're singeing it with a fire or a lighter, that rope, so all of the little frays are are no longer coming out. They're purified. You end the cycle. You end the attachments. You cut it off. All right, guys. Just wanted to share that. Hopefully getting some rain today. Yeah, we're getting rain, mist. It's wet. Wanting to have a small fire, but too dry. Yeah, I like to do the fire, Southern Illinois. I like to have the fires too. It's been even dry in Maine, and I recently have started the bonfires and burning stuff because it's wet and damp. And then, of course, when the snow flies is another great time. All right, guys. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you so much. Hey, Lauren, good to see you. Yeah, and I do want to go live at some point with you, Lauren. It's just been kind of crazy, and you know me, I'm on the fly in the moment. So just stand strong in your light, break the cycles of not having to explain yourself or all of that, getting in defense mode. That is a huge energy that we are really showing in our mastery. Just holding the space, holding the light, being the eye of the storm, being the center, and just being that beacon. So in that story that Mythos was watching as well on the Halloween and the Shadow Man, the way they destroyed him was the beacon of light in the lighthouse, and it was so strong that it didn't have enough energy to keep reappearing. And that's what we do little by little. We keep zapping and holding that light for all of those fears, all of those doubts, all of those insecurities, all of those false truths. And little by little, we just keep blasting our light. And that's why you guys are also master light blasters. So I love that term, master light blasters. It gives that human definition, which I love. All right, guys, may you all shine with the entirety of all the love and light that you are.